Hey everybody, welcome back to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and it is time to get our overwhelming splendor on. So this deck is a very straightforward worship deck. It's nothing too. Oh, we're stopping our upkeep. I don't want to stop in my upkeep. This deck is basically beautiful in its simplicity. We want to cast worship, resolve worship, and go from there, and never let them remove it. So this deck does it pretty well, I think. This particular hand, it has creatures, and we'll see what our opponent's doing. So we have the great part is we have the 4 worships, so we also have the 4 idyllic tutors to go find it. Looks like we might be against a Skred red here, if I were to guess. I think that's what snow-covered mountain. Yep. All right. Bird down. Not a problem. This will be a pretty good one. They can still activate their planeswalkers with it. But that's fine. We'll have to find a ley line of sanctity, I believe, at some point here. Now the good news is Skred Red doesn't put on infinite pressure. So yeah, they do slow stuff like this, and we can just sort of build up, try to get to this overwhelming splendor, which will mess with basically everything but their Chandra plan. And there's the worship. So they don't have any. We could just play it right now, and they probably won't have many ways to deal with it. So why not? Let's do it. I'm going to shock myself here, which isn't ideal, obviously, but I want to save the ability to fetch out Misfell Plains to show them sooner, basically, that we have the lock. But this in itself, man, they can beat this. They can certainly beat this, but not very easily. So I don't know what their plan is. Oh, well, that's annoying. Okay. Annoying, but actually not that big of a deal. We have a basic forest. Which we can use to cast this. And we can play another worship. Yeah, a bunch of mana dorks. Pretty good against the Blood Moon plan. I also like that we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We're only 2 away from overwhelming splendoring. Alright, we're now playing off the top of the deck here. But we've done it. We've assembled a hexproof creature and a worship, and that means a lot of cards they have just aren't going to kill us. Such as this one. Just doesn't matter. Sure. This is what we're going to be doing a lot here, is just passing the turn until our opponent realizes they can't really kill us. He only has 2 cards in hand as well, so he's not going anywhere in a hurry. And now we have Heroic Intervention up, so if he does have something to kill our Sylvan Caryatid or our worships, we get to protect it. So you can see sort of the lock is in place here. I love it. This is great. Our opponent's going to do a lot of things, and chances are we're just not going to care about any of them. There are certainly cards he could have we'd have to care about, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Good thing we fetched out this sweet basic forest. Yep, this doesn't do anything. It's great when they play something that's very powerful like Koth, and you're like, fine, we'll just go to 1 forever. He has to figure out how to kill this Sylvan Caryatid, and he's just not going to be able to do it. His deck is... he'd have to... I don't know if they main deck Anger of the Gods or something. Have 2 Angers sort of thing is what I believe what he would need. Alright, down to 7, no biggie. We're basically just gonna draw a pass here. Not too many things we want to play. We can't play. It's a good thing there's a basic plains in the deck, so we can maybe eventually draw it. We can't play ley lines, which is unfortunate if we were to draw any. There's an idyllic tutor, huh? Okay, so let's go ahead and play idyllic tutor. Get our privileged position, which we're actually not particularly close to casting, are we? I wonder if maybe I get Courser of Krufix here. I'm going to try that. I actually mistapped slightly. I obviously should have left up our basic forest here. I don't think we'll get punished, but I think the Courser is a good way to get some advantage going in this game. It's a nice thing to be able to tutor for. get the value engine going on to draw us towards whatever. I mean, because we could have got privileged position there, but we're still a green source away from casting it, which to be fair, I think we'll be able to find. But this will help us find just accumulate value over the long term. I do think privileged position would basically be the lock here. If this isn't already a lock, honestly, we might have a hard lock for his deck already. I'm not sure. Down to 1. You've got a Heart of Kieran, sure thing. It's an interesting inclusion in Skred Red. Alright, let's play the Courser and see what we turn up. Oh look, a land. Great. Well, we're not going to be able to play that Leyline anytime soon. That's fine. Now we have 2 creatures. Now you can obviously kill our Courser at some point because it does not have any protection, but you could just throw stuff with PA and Kieran at it, right? Yeah, if you really wanted. Yeah, we're just building towards this overwhelming Splendor plan, which hopefully will lead him to scooping. I don't know. Not sure what it would take. It's in the tank here, though. Your options got to be pretty limited, right? Okay, sure. Now you can kill our Courser. Well, I guess that's fine. We got a little value off. We got a card off of it, right? I mean, if we get the privileged position, we're nowhere near casting. It wouldn't help much. Now, if I had been able to live up Heroic Intervention, I could have protected it this turn. Try to get more value. Sylvan Caryatid, so good, though. Alright, I think we're back to never dying here. There is a basic planes in the deck. Now, the bigger problem we are going to have here... Well, With the Blood Moon in play, we actually are going to deck. Now, that's annoying, right? I guess let's go see if we actually have ways to win. I was thinking we were going to be better off, but as it currently stands, we're not. We cannot win the game. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I'm going to not find anything here because I don't think finding anything matters for us. And I'm going to see if he cycles his Relic to go down. Because if he gets ahead of us in cards, then we'll win. And he may not be thinking about it right now, but we know that we actually cannot kill him through a Blood Moon. Okay, good. Alright, there, I think we're good now. Yep, okay, now, because I failed to find on that Idyllic Tutor, which is a really non-intuitive play, I guess, he actually will deck before us. So we should be in the clear now. Don't worry, if this game drags to complete stalemate, I will, I'll stop the recording, play it out, and pick the recording back up and see what happens. But our opponent, I think, did not play on the level we were playing at there, and is looking for a way to deal with our Sylvan Caryatid, but is both behind us on clock. Alright, that's a nice card that we cannot cast yet. We're one away from casting that. But he's behind us on clock, and has, I think, no way to deal with what we have in play, unless he draws Anger of the Gods like that. I mean, that's fine. This is what we have Heroic Intervention for. That will take care of the Sylvan Caryatid for this turn. He killed his own board, though, so I guess there's that. But it does put us in a position now where we need to find the other... Oh, we've been sent a message. He said sad face. Well, the problem is we can't do anything. We are actually just F6ing. And our opponent probably has 3 more Anger of the Gods that will kill us. Gosh, we're so close. If we can just find the other forest, I guess the other forest doesn't really. Casting privileged position doesn't matter. Overwhelming splendor wouldn't be bad. Storm breath, sure, that doesn't matter either, right? This deals damage. Yep. There's a Westphal Abbey we can't do anything with. Yeah, Blood Moon's actually pretty annoying here. Stops us from winning. We're in this top deck battle. Um, there's no reason to play this. I mean, I guess right. There's no reason not to play it either, right? Yeah, he forgot to shoot it. He maybe on this. I think he probably got it. I was gonna say it's possible that he just sort of forgets. He has a Koth emblem and he bolted it, so you know. Sure, go get another Koth emblem. We really need to find more heroic interventions, or another Sylvan Caryatid or something. There we go. All right, we're safe from another top deck of his. I think this one's probably gonna be. It's basically he has up to 3 more Anger of the Gods to win the game, whereas we have a heroic intervention to win for us. I wonder if there's any other win condition this deck can play. And, obviously it's nice that we just lock people out like this, but it is so slow to win. I use the Gavin Township. I wonder if something weird like Helix Pinnacle is good, and that's this crazy like 2 mana green enchantment or 1 mana that when you put 100 mana into it, you win the game, and it has Shroud. But maybe it's a thing. I don't know. Usually the Westphal Abbeys are good enough, but against Blood Moon it does get kind of annoying. Oh, you used the right way to kill it this time. Okay, so the stalemate drags on. We are crucially 1 card ahead, which is the important thing. Okay, we can play Privileged Position now. So I have to tap out to do it. Does that matter? No, I think we do. I think we take the risk here. And it could kill us. If he rips Anger of the Gods, we will die. If he does not, then all of a sudden our mana dorks become good because our stuff has hexproof. And maybe I should have saved them instead of just running them out there, but meh. Alright, so we need to dodge 1 draw step here. Alright, I think that we did it. Okay, perfect. Alright, things are looking up. Now next turn we can play Overwhelming Splendor, we can play Leyline, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, our opponent knows what's up now. He's passing very quickly. He understands exactly where this game is headed. Oh, it's time for this. It is time. Have I tapped enough mana yet? There's a Overwhelming Splendor! I'll enchant you. This is so funny. It doesn't actually do that much. I mean, we're at 1 life. They'd all be lethal anyways. But it is pretty funny. I don't think it stops any of his creatures from doing anything. But hey, look, he's got a 1/1 Storm Breath. Now, we can't actually figure something out. If Koth making a creature into a 4/4 timestamps over this and turns it into a 4/4, or if this is, we're talking weird opposition stuff, or not opposition, humility layer stuff here. Oh, this is so good. He can't do anything with it. In Enchanted Player, he can't activate abilities that are mana abilities or loyalty abilities, so he can't draw a card off of this. I'll go ahead and play this. Now I will go ahead and play this Leyline that's kind of irrelevant, but whatever. All our stuff is hexproof. We have Heroic Intervention up. We just need to draw running. We need to not face... does this matter? Whenever you cast a spell, 5 damage, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Okay, none of that matters. Okay. It lets him find more Anger of the Gods, which is what we have to not run into here. Eternal Scourge, sure. Yeah, I wish we had more ways to get our creatures out of Anger of the Gods range. Oh, a Dryad Arbor, exactly what I wanted. Hey, you know what? That's a win condition. Or something. I'm a little worried he's going to be able to... It's all going to come down to how many Angers he plays, I think. I guess we can attack him. I guess I'll attack Chandra. I wonder if this works. I wonder if he's able to play it from exile. I guess he is. I guess that doesn't really matter. Since he has that, we can't attack Chandra. Turning everything else into a 1-1 meant we would be able to. Sure, nice Storm Breath. Okay, so we're ahead on clock. Our opponents, I'm just worried about him finding all these Anger of the Gods. What did he do? He plussed it? Did he reveal anything? I didn't see what it was. I guess it doesn't really matter. If he casts something we care about, we'll see it. Another privileged position, huh? Sure, why not? Everything has super hexproof. Now, this is going to be really frustrating if we do lose this game, because our deck doesn't have a good win condition. That's what this deck needs. Yeah, it's not showing me what the card is. It's really annoying. I guess it was a mountain, though. Another Leyline of Sanctity. Sure, why not? Okay, well, if he plays 4 Anger of the Gods, we're currently on track to lose. There's got to be a better way. I wonder if Helix Pinnacle is the answer. That card is so silly, but... Uh-oh. We would have put 100 mana into it and won the game by now. Oh, he only had 2 Anger of the Gods in the main deck. Woo, that was close. Okay. Okay. That was actually really scary because if he had 4 Anger of the Gods, we didn't have any more ways to protect our stuff. All right, I think we want the Beast Within's here. I don't think the Overwhelming Splendor matters. And in fact, this card's probably not good because once you've established a lock, you don't need this, but it is fun. So why not, right? Also, maybe there's games where you just ramp it out because we have a bunch of mana dorks. We also could have drawn Wall of Roots that game. That would have worked. Oh, no, I guess, yeah, because we had Hexproof. We actually had, I guess we had outs there, but luckily we had just enough. Now, is this good? I don't think he'd be playing all his dust. Do we want something that just kills him? Since, our other plans might not be good. Greater Oromancies are probably fine. The Leylines I don't hate. I don't know that we need 4 of them, though. I do kind of care about the Blood Moons. That's why I want to get rid of this. Or I want to have access to this. I think we can cut a privileged position since Greater Oromancy helps with that a little. And I bet he's more likely to try to kill our creatures, though, than he is. I mean, he's a red deck. He's not going to... Sure. Yeah, okay. Let's... It doesn't even matter, as a matter of fact. He's not going to... It's a red deck. He can't really go after these. Alright, let's get this back in here, then. I'm tempted to play one of these over a privileged position. Just to have a way to kill him. Alright, Rest in Peace doesn't really matter. Stony Silence doesn't matter. Greater Oromancy doesn't matter. Meh on the Leyline, the privileged position. Okay, let's give this a shot. Game 1 worked out. See if we can repeat it in Game 2 here. Sorry if I actually didn't think his Planeswalkers might have been covered up. But they were irrelevant. So. Okay, I don't want to get Blood Mooned this game, so we will be fetching a Plains on turn 2. Yeah, sure. Bird down. He's going to have a lot of sweepers here. All right, let's get the plains. All right, let's get the Caryatid down. Might be idyllic tutoring for... Well, here comes Anger. Maybe. Molten. Uh-oh. That's our only white source. Basic white source, I mean. Let's get the forest in here. Alright, I think I'm an idyllic tutor, probably just for Courser. Yeah, probably just for Courser for value. Alright, opponent, that's, I mean, the Molten Rains on our white source is kind of annoying, but... Chandra, okay. We have the worship. Yeah, not casting that. We have the worship, but I think it's important we don't actually need to rush it out. So I think we just play our Courser here. Is Leyline good? Target creature or player. It's each opponent on the first one, so it's actually not good. So I think we want to fetch that away. Get some extra life going in here. Alright, so what I would like then is now to, if he, I mean, we're probably not going to get this opportunity, but ideally tutor for privileged position, play privileged position to protect our Courser, because he actually can't deal with 4 toughness. So if we just were to draw privileged position, we'd have that opportunity. Oh, Storeth, huh? Okay, the beats begin. Alright, that's fine. Down to 11. He doesn't know we already have the worship, so we're not too concerned about it. And we're going to draw another fetch land. Not ideal. Now, Wall of Roots is a good one. So the question here, I think, is, can we play... now, this thing's not going to ultimate till next turn. This costs 7, so he could do it. So he could hit us for 4. And then... So that's not lethal, though. So I want to play... So we have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana this turn. I could idyllic tutor, but I actually want to draw the Wall of Roots, so I think I just play the worship here. Idyllic tutor for privileged position after that, I guess. Privileged position with Wall of Roots in play, or Courser Prefix in play, will win the game, I think. Outside, I mean, I guess he'd have double Angers or something. I'm sure he has 4 now. Alright, let's just go ahead and play the worship here. Oh, we get to attack. I guess that's the thing we get to do. Kind of matters. Alright, so we're doing okay. Our opponent only has 2 cards in hand, so we're doing fine, I think. Yeah, now he has to kill our Courser. Which means Chandra not doing anything for a while. I do almost wish there were more Coursers. I'm seeing some stuff in this deck that I might be willing to change. Okay, so we should probably get our fetches in while we still can, to clear out the deck a little bit. So I can Wall of Roots plus Idyllic Tutor. Yeah, I mean, if we lose this at this point, we're dead anyway, so... Alright, we'll Idyllic Tutor for privileged position. Alright, we'll play this. Now, it's important, without Blood Moon in play, that we keep this up. Well, no, yeah, because we can fetch out a Dryad Arbor. If he, you know, it's just kind of a stopgap and doesn't leave us in the best spot necessarily. But if he does, have a way to remove both our creatures and try to attack us for lethal, we can fetch out Dryad Arbor and only go to 1. Now the problem is that doesn't work. It only works when you have more than 1. So that's sort of the issue. That's one of the reasons I cut down to 2. Is that plan is not as foolproof as you might want it to be, but it is a decent trick. All right, so our opponent pretty limited on what he can do with Chandra. He can't kill us. If he doesn't have a way to remove both of our creatures, we're fine. Now I should fetch here because the trick I just mentioned is going to be irrelevant from this point on. So we may as well clear out. Oh, we don't have any lands left to fetch. Oh, I guess we'll have to get Dryad Arbor. No good lands left to fetch. All right, down to 1. Yes, I could probably play another basic or 2 as well. If that's an Anger of the Gods, we're going to cry. Be weird to play it post-combat. Sure, whatever, I guess. Okay, so we have Wall of Roots for the moment. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, he got us. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, that trick wouldn't have worked because he would put us on to 1, so... Okay, so I kind of want this, I think. Just because we can tutor for it and it's more mana efficient and can protect Courser. Leyline still doesn't seem super relevant. I wonder if the privilege position is better. The problem is he can kill so many of our creatures that protect. So maybe the privileged position is better than the Leyline. This is basically only good, and it's not great here. Let's get into Sigarda in here. This is a really difficult one for him to kill as well. Okay, let's give this one a shot. It's kind of a weird matchup. Oh, keeping this, though. This hand is actually beautiful. So, in theory, we have... Yeah, there's a lot of value sitting here in this hand. It has the pieces to win the game. Privileged position and Courser can just win the game. Alright, so I think the play on turn 2... It kind of depends what our opponent does, if we get to keep a Mana Dork or not. In fact, if we don't get to keep a Mana Dork, which we don't, we need to find some lands. That's not a land. Oh, it'd be unfortunate to lose this one to not drawing lands, given that we have so much of what we need to win the game. Okay, that's good. So what I'm actually going to do here is take the super slow route and Idyllic Tutor for Greater Oromancy. Pass the turn, and then we can play Greater Oromancy next turn, and then play Course of Krufix as long as we don't get randomly Stone Rained or whatever out of the game, which would be rather unfortunate and could happen right here. Molten Rain, as it were, not Stone Rain. I think we're taking the correct line here, given that we have the cards in our hand to win the game. So it's just going to be a matter of getting to pull this off. Okay. Well, that was very unlucky. That was a little better for us. Now, this deck only has... We've drawn 3 Wooded Foothills. Okay, we don't have that much white mana. The mana base in this deck needs some work, I think. Good news is we have the Greater Oromancy in play. Now, it itself doesn't have Shroud, but it will give the Courser of Krufix Shroud, assuming we get to play Courser of Krufix. And if we do get to play Courser of Krufix, then we will be able to start getting some value. It becomes very difficult for him to deal with, etc. And then basically we just hit lands, we go Worship Privilege position. The game should be over. He needs double Anger of the Gods or whatever at that point to kill Courser, and we should be getting value off Courser the whole way around. So as long as we don't get land destruction again, I think on our next turn. We've done all right here drawing. I mean, he's basically had 2 spells to take us off of mana, but we've drawn 2 lands, which is nice. Or a land, I suppose. 2 lands, yeah. Alright, opponent going in the tank here with a Greater Oromancy. It's a good card. Should be pretty good here in this situation. I think I'm happy with the line I took in this game because it's really tempting to just slam Courser and I'm going to go off with my value, but then if he just kills it or whatever, then we lose one of our easiest ways to win the game, which is to curve Oromancy into a shrouded Courser into Worship, because then we get at Anger of the Gods range and things change quite a bit. It really changes the number of outs, the combinations of cards he can have to beat us. Now that said, we're waiting to see what's up here. All right, I guess okay. Well, I think we're on the right track here. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. If this may be our opponent rage scooping, I'm not sure. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I don't think that this would show him that we win the game, but nevertheless, I guess that's what we're waiting on. So okay, I'll start the recording back up if our opponent returns. So if not, thanks for watching. This was a good match that I think you can see we're well on our way to winning, assuming things don't go super sideways. So we'll see how things resolve here. But if not, I'll take the W.